Well, she knows all about the royals, more than anybody I know, and that's CNN royal commentator Victoria Arbiter, and she joins me now. Victoria, thank you so much. You know, the British monarchy is viewed as an ancient institution full of tradition, but the House of Windsor, the current royal family, has had to deal really with scandal and change ever since its inception. Tell us about that.
It really has, Don. It was interesting. Someone asked me earlier today, what's the biggest scandal Queen Elizabeth has had to deal with? And I think really when we're looking to answer that question, we go back right to 1936 and the abdication crisis. No one ever thought the Queen would actually become Queen. Her uncle, Edward VIII, was thought to get married one day, have children of his own. So Elizabeth was going to lead a nice, quiet life of a more minor royal. Instead, she's gone on to become the longest reigning monarch in British history. She's the oldest lived British monarch. She's the oldest serving sovereign in the world. She's had to contend with war, abdication, the death of Diana, now, of course, the departure of Harry and Meghan from the modern royal family, which is unprecedented in and of itself. So what we see in the Queen is just a beacon of stability and continuity. She's seen it all, she's weathered it all, and she just keeps on going.
Yeah, she's got another challenge that she's facing right now. The latest one is, of course, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step back from their duties as senior members of the royal family. What impact do you think that's going to have on the monarchy?
Long-term, Don, probably not a huge impact. There's no question that Harry and Meghan are incredibly popular. And Meghan really represented a very exciting time for the British monarchy when she married in, because she, as the first biracial member of the royal family, she opened up this Anglo-white family to a whole legion of people around the world who perhaps hadn't been very interested in the monarchy beforehand. So the fact that they've left will have really hit some communities in particular very hard. There's no question the Queen will be disappointed. She adores Prince Harry, and I think she was very excited about what the couple represented. She was excited about the work they could do on behalf of the Commonwealth. But when we look to the institution, that's ultimately what the royals are all about protecting. The line of succession is safe. We've not just got Charles. There's Prince William. There's Prince George. He stands to be the first king of the 22nd century. So in that respect, the monarchy's safe.
Well, you know what? I thought about that when, as I was asking that question, because it's not like Harry was next in line. If it had been William, it would have had a much bigger impact on the monarchy, correct?
Yes, it certainly would, but I think where people sort of forget is because the Queen is still going, we're seeing her extended family doing so much work. I mean, at any given time, there's upwards of 20 people when we factor in her cousins. When Prince Charles comes to the throne, he's been very clear about his vision for a slimmed-down monarchy of the future, and that monarchy included William and Kate and Harry and Meghan. So now when we look at the future, William and Kate are going to be the only working members of their generation. So we go from 20 down to 4. That's going to be a huge workload for 4 people to try and carry out on their own.
Listen, it's not like, the interest across the pond, as we say here in America, but Americans are fascinated by the royal family. Why is that?
I think really a lot of it, or for a lot of Americans, it started with Diana. But really, if we look at The Crown and we see this compelling drama that's driven by the Windsors, this is a cast of compelling characters that tick all the boxes. There's intrigue, romance, love, death, tragedy. It really just covers all the boxes when we're looking at the ultimate in drama and soap opera. Of course, this is very real people at the center of all of that. But I think for Americans that don't have anything like a royal family, celebrity is a step down from that. I think people are just intrigued by it, and then you factor in the pomp and the pageantry that comes with it. It starts to become a very compelling institution to follow. Not to mention there's 1,000 years worth of history wrapped up in there, and we're witnessing history in the making.
Yeah, and the crowns and the scepters and the jewels,
jewels,
and the
all
robes
of that,
and the gowns, all of it, and the castles, carriages, and on and on and on. Victoria Arbiter, thank you. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Don.